All right, I'll get started. Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about like a Cyclone register and how to go from raw data to fully registered in just a few clicks. But before I start, I'm just going to talk a little bit about myself. My name is Benjamin Rangela. I'm an employee of NSS Canada for 3 years now. I am the technical support specialist, but I also take care of all the rentals, just about anything. We offer total stations, GNS systems, HDS systems for above and below ground, and all your surveying solutions. So what are the Leica Geosystem products? We have total stations, GNS systems, which are GPSs, laser scanners, mobile sensor platforms, laser tracker systems, airborne systems, UAV systems, machine control systems, construction total station and GPS equipment as well, GPR detection system, leveling lasers, optical levels, GIS collectors, 3D imaging systems, Disto and Lino products, and what I'm going to be talking to today, HDS software. So who trusts Leica equipment? As you can see, we have a bunch of users. City of Toronto, we got Impala Canada, we got First Nations Engineering, Westdome, Glencore. As you can see, our list is quite substantial, and it is growing almost every day. So what is HDS? HDS, high definition scanning, is a method used by professionals to document and capture their environments in 3D, point cloud, improving efficiency and productivity in the field and office through fast, simple to use and portable hardware and software. So point cloud, a set of points defined by an X and Y and Z coordinates that represent the external surface of an object. Registration, a method to combine two or more point clouds captured by a scanner in order to create a mass bundle, which I'm going to be showing you today. So what captures point cloud data? What I'm going to be showing you today is I captured the data through the BLK 360, indoor and outdoor capture, scope scanning, areas of high danger. We also have our BLK to go, which is an indoor capture, quick and easy building mapping, quick speeds, low accuracy. We have our surveying scan stations, which are P30, P40s, and P50s. Indoor and outdoor capture, high-end accuracy. Most rugged scanner, so it is the IP54. We have our RTC 360 and indoor and outdoor capture, mid-tier accuracy with speed, HDR imagery, and viz technology, which basically recognizes registration from one to another. It's got cameras on it, and it could actually register in the field for you. So I'm going to go straight into Cyclone Register live demo. So what I'm going to do, oh, sorry guys. And if everybody can see my screen. So the first thing we're going to do is we open up the Cyclone. And this is our main field of view. So as you can see, we have our servers as my computer. And what the first thing that I'm going to do is just go into my edit. I'm going to go to preferences just to see what units I'm working in. And also I'm going to go to my registration and I'm going to go to max iterations, which I've set to 500. So basically when I do my visual registration, it's going to match my two scans 500 times to give me the best fit. So what I would normally do, as you can see, I've created a database. So I go into database, I add a new database if I wanted to. I could put in test NSS. Okay, as you can see, you'll see it pop up in my new my servers. So I'm just going to close that. I'm not going to use that one. I just wanted to show you just how to create the database. So what we would normally do is I would disconnect my internet and I would connect. I would turn on my BLK, and what I would do is I'd actually connect to my BLK, which I don't have listed because I don't have it on at the moment, but you would see it pop up as a Wi-Fi spot. I would connect to it. And what I would do is I would right click and all I would do is import manage BLK 360. Now, right now, status disconnected. If I was connected to the Wi-Fi, I would hit the find and connect device, would automatically pull up that BLK 360 and all my scans on it. I would choose the scans I want to import and just click import. Since it is time consuming, I timed it. I did 3 scans with pictures, took me 5 minutes and 30 seconds to import. And here it is. So this is just the import, and just to make sure everything did go through properly on my import, I just opened up each model space just to ensure that I did get some data in there. So as you can see, there's my first scan. I'm going to go into my second scan just to make sure everything is good. Here's my second scan. I zoom in, zoom out. As you can see, it's just a closer in scan. And then my final scans, I'm going to go into my model space just to make sure it's there. And bam, okay, so we have points. That's a good thing. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to click on the Cyclone Live demo, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to go create registration. So basically right now I have 3 scans in here that aren't linked together. And what we want to do is link them together. So I'm just going to double click my registration and you're going to see this window pop up. And as you can see, I have nothing in there at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to add scan world. And what it's going to do, it's going to pull up my databases from my actual, from the server. And you can see here's the 3 scans that I'm going to be working with today. So all I'm going to do is hold shift, select them all, import them over to the side and press OK. So as you can see now, I have ungrouped scans. So you can see I have 3 of them. What they'll say is BLK 360, setup 59, 60, 61. So on the BLK, when I had it, I knew exactly which scans I needed to import over. And what I'm going to do is going to set my first setup to my, I'm going to set my homeworld scan. So right now you're going to notice that the highlighted black is set homeworld scan. If I wanted my second scan to be the homeworld scan, I could do that as well. Usually I always set it as my first scan. That's my first scan I do is set to my homeworld. That's the scan I'm going to be working with. All right, so what I'm going to do is hold my shift again, press down, and as you can see, I have 2 highlighted. That's all I want to do. And I'm going to go over to my visual registration and I'm going to go to my visual alignment tab. I'm going to click that, and as you're going to see, it's going to pop up. And as you can see right now, I got 2 scans in here. I got a blue one and an orange one. So orange one is the first scan, my homeworld scan, and my blue one is my second scan that I took. And as you can see right now, they are free floating. They were somewhat in a right position closely. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to register these very quickly. So as you can see, it is a tougher data set that I chose to work with just because you can see there's lines everywhere. I didn't want to choose something easy because it doesn't really show you how Cyclone Register does work. So as you can see, all I'm doing is I'm moving around my second scan to match up with my first scan. Now, if I wanted to move slower, I just hold my Alt button, and as you can see, I'm moving it real slow. But right now, I just want to get it roughly in line right over there, and I'm happy with that. I'm going to go back to my pick tool. I'm just going to zoom in, and what I'm going to do is just go into my finer details here. And as you can see, I'm just a little bit off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go switch, hold my Alt, and I'm just going to slowly move it back. And if you are happy with that, which I am, looking pretty good. As you can see, these are wires along the ground, so don't worry about these guys. These guys are pretty close, so I'm just going to move this over a tad here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my height mode. So this, as you can see, I have our 2 scans, and you can see it's not very lined up right now. So what I'm going to do is adjust this, my second scan, to fit my first scan. And I know just by looking at it that they should plop in just like that. So if I'm happy with that, I could just go in here, I could zoom in just to get some finer detail. And as you can see, pretty much everything is lining up beautifully. Maybe just a slight up right there. Perfect. Okay, so I have my 2 scans. I'm just going to hit my optimize. And what it's going to do is when I showed you that 500, right now it's best fitting the scan 500 times. To Cloud Max, we recommend you. Oh, sorry guys. Okay, perfect. There we go. So this is beautiful. I got an average error of 7 millimeters between my 2 scans, and the max error is 7.6 centimeters, which is it's not too bad. I'm happy with that. I look at my average error, 7 millimeters is phenomenal. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press yes. So all we do, boom, we got 2 scans registered. I'm just going to close this guy. As you can see now, I got a group 1, and I still have 1 scan hanging out. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to hit the control button this time because I don't want to select my ungrouped, and I'm going to use my setup 60, and I'm going to visually register it with 61 now. So I'm going to go into visual registration, visual alignment, And again, it should plot me in roughly where it thinks it should be. So I'm going to go in, zoom in, do my fine details here for you guys. Get this all done real quick. And we'll go like that. I'm going to zoom in just to make sure everything is good. Perfect. Just going to move it over a bit. And I am happy with that. I'm just going to rotate it a bit. As you can see, I'm just a little bit off, so I'm going to rotate my scan wrong way. Right there. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to go into my height mode now, just to make sure my heights are all lined up. Now, as you can see, it is a bit off. So what I'm going to do is just go like that. And I'm going to zoom in just to make sure everything is looking good. And I'm just going to adjust my height slowly. Okay. Zoom out. Make sure that all these guys are lining up nicely. And I'll just bring it down one more second. Sorry, guys. There we go. I am happy with that. All right, so I'm going to hit my optimize. It's going to do the 500 things again, matches it 500 times, and we got an average error of 8 millimeters this time, which is 1 millimeter larger than the other one, but honestly, that's not bad at all. So I'm just going to hit yes. I'm going to close this down, and now, as you can see, everything is grouped as in one. Now, we're not done yet. So we got our constraint list. So right now it's showing that everything, our cloud and mesh is together. As you can see, it doesn't have an error, not available, and the alignment. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to register these scans, and you're going to actually see. So we got an alignment error of 0 millimeters, which is amazing, but our group error vector is 1.1 centimeters, 1.2 centimeters. So if you're happy with that, which I am, I'm just going to freeze this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually I'm freezing the registration, and now I'm going to create a model space of all those three put together. So as you can see, that registration went into scan world, registration 1. Now when I open this, it's all one. So I'm just going to go into model space, create an open model space view, and we could rename it. So we'll call it final. Sorry, my spelling. Final demo. Perfect. And double click, and here we are. As you can see, we were rocking around, so we are going to be moved different places. But when we go in, you can see that there's really not much things out of place, looking weird or anything like that. That's what you want to look for, is anything that looks, out of place. If we're going to go in over here, I'm just going to zoom in to what I know is these pipes on the ground. So as you can see, you can even see these pipes and everything. And now what I'm going to do is overlay the pictures for you as well. So now we have the pictures of what we scanned. So this was a building we scanned in Mattawa yesterday with one of my coworkers and I for a demo. Came out beautiful. Now we have the lake down here. This is a boat launch. What they did is they're removing, they took out the old deck here, and they're installing a new one because right up in here the timbers were rotting. And as you can see, you could actually see it in the picture. I'm gonna zoom in here. This right here was all rotting, and they just needed to replace it. So you could see it's actually quite decrepit there. And yeah, so that is our data. So from here, we could actually go in, we could change intensity. So this is just intensity from colors, or we could go black and white. As you can see, it's a little bit harder to see in black and white. So just to show you really quickly what Cyclone could do, I could measure in between 2 points. Just click here, I'm going to right click, distance, point to point, boom, we got 2.565 meters. You could go in, we could actually remove trees, We could remove us from here. There's a bunch of things we could do in Cyclone Register, but I just wanted to show you the basics of how quickly we could register 3 scans. It wasn't too complicated of a scan, but there was enough detail in there to make it a little bit confusing. So that's why I chose these to show you. So that's exactly how we register everything. And if you wanted to as well, we could go into just to show you our images that we took with the BLK. So as you can see, it has the heat map and everything like that. So that the BLK can actually do infrared, which is amazing for interior. So what you do is season changes. We'll bring in the BLK from winter to summer. We could actually tell you the difference between 5 degrees in between the temperature changes from summer to winter, spring to fall, you know, all that wonderful stuff. And that is that for my live demo. So what I'm going to do is just go back into my presentation. And who would benefit from Leica Cyclone Register? Engineering, surveying, mining, and construction. Quick, accurate, and reliable digital copy of a project. Reduce turnaround time from weeks to hours. Work and capture from a safe distance, not disturbing workers or traffic. I use it almost every day. I find it's fun to play with. And that is it. If you have any questions, now's the time to discuss. If anybody wanted me to go back in to show you some different things in Cyclone, by all means, the panel is open. I could show you. I'll do what I'll do is I'll do a quick one that I found was a little bit tougher. Just what I'm going to do is delete this.
Hey Ben, I got a quick question for you.
Yeah, shoot.
So for the BLK 360, I see that you were doing some manual registration. But if someone has an RTC 360 and they use the Viz technology, does everything come in already registered so you can completely skip that step, or do you basically still have to do that manual registration?
No, great question. With the RTC, if you are using the Viz, you do not have to visual register like I just did. There isn't actually, when I go to import the RTC project, let's see if I can do it on the BLK. I don't think it'll let me. No, what it pops up, it'll give me, it'll ask me what you want to do. So if you did use with the RTC 360, the Viz technology, like I said, when you're using it, it automatically registers your scans as you're going from room to room or outside to spot from spot. So there is an option on the import side asking for auto alignment. So if you did use the Viz, all you would do is click auto alignment, the alignment tool, and it would it recognized that it was already registered, and yes, it will bring it in registered for you. But if you did use a Viz technology and you weren't happy with the registration, you could always go in and do a visual registration yourself. So there is.
That's awesome. So
yeah.
you're telling me that I basically skipped that office time to, you know, put scan together. It would just be done for me when I get back to the office.
Totally. Yeah, definitely awesome. In the field. And if you're using, like with us, we just used the BLK. We didn't have a tablet or anything. We just used the BLK itself. We could actually pair the RTC and this BLK with an iPad, and we could actually see our scans, and we could actually register in the field as we're going. So we save ourselves a step. As with the BLK, it doesn't have the registration like the Viz technology, like the RTC 360 does. But if we're using the iPad, we could quickly, as we're doing scans, we could register stuff in the field.
Cool. With Field 360, can you do that with the BLK? Just pre-register everything in the field?
Yes. As at each scan, you could register them as you go.
Yep. All right. That's cool. All right. Thanks for the insight there, Ben.
Yeah, no problem. If anybody wanted me to go back in and show you anything else in Cyclone Register here that you think might be useful, or you need some more information on something, by all means, shoot.
Hey, Ben, going back and forth. So like if you had an RTC doing the scan for the exterior and BLK doing the interior just because that's how the workflow ended up going.
Yep.
You know, how fluid is that information back and forth? Can we utilize both data sets in the same program?
Definitely. So what I would do is I would just import the RTC 360 project, and then I would import the BLK 360 project into the same database and bring into my scans over. So what I'll do is I'll just show you really quickly what I would do is I would go into, let's see, what don't I have registered? Perfect. I'm going to create a registration right now for you guys. Bam.
And second to that question, BLK data to RTC data. I know the answers, but there might be other people on the call that don't. You know, are you able to see a huge discrepancy when it comes to registering these together? Like, is there a big difference? What's easier to utilize for data?
So in the sense of what gives you a better point cloud, is that what you're getting at? Or yes. Okay. So yes, the RTC will give you a better looking point cloud. The RTC shoots 2 million points per second versus the BLK 360, which shoots 360,000 points per second. So you will notice that the point clouds, when you say you scan the same room with an RTC 360 and the BLK 360, it is going to look a little bit nicer with the RTC, just because it's picking up 2 million points per second versus the 360,000 points per second. And the accuracy of the BLK 360 is 6 millimeters at 10 meters versus my RTC 360, which is 1.9 millimeters at 10 meters. So, but coming down to it, we can both, for instance, we could, so I would have, I can't show you at the moment, but I have my BLK 360 and I would have also my RTC 360 scans in here. And all I would do is I would just highlight everything over, boom, bring them over. Okay. And as you can see, they'd be ungrouped and they all be ungrouped. I could actually go with the BLK and say at an RTC, this was my RTC scan. Bam. I could go like that, visual alignment, and I could visual align them together. No problem whatsoever. I could do both together. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yes, no problem. This was a data set that I took, actually, if anybody's from Sudbury, there's a monument in Bell Park. Now this one came in completely backwards. So this one's a good one to show. So when I did the scan, as you can see, these scans are completely out of whack. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just looking for two noticeable features. So this guy right here, I notice it is, they look very similar. So I know that I'm going to have to rotate this. So what I'm going to do is just rotate it around. And bam, it's looking like it already fits together. Now, as you can see right here, it's looking like this could fit together, but this is not. So you're going, okay, well, what's going on here? If we play with our tilt, could actually, as you can see, this didn't move at all because I was stuck on that point and everything else will move around that point. And I just lined up that little guy, little stool that was way out of whack before. And that one was pretty close. So it's loving this program for this. So again, we just zoom in over and I'm just going to slightly put that there. Now it doesn't have to be perfect. I like to be perfect, but you don't have to be bang on because like I said, it's going to do the 500 times best fits. And I just know that I'm going to have to go like that. And bam. So just going to go check my height really quickly. But from the looks of it, it looks amazing. I'm just going to optimize this guy and we should get 1.4 centimeters. So there is a lot of data. So what's throwing off this guy is the trees. Coming into the registration, this guy registered beautifully together, are the actual monument, which I'm going to show you. But the trees will throw off a lot because it's trying to match that leaf with that leaf and everything like that. So here we are. That one's registered. So if I go out, I'm just going to go create registration. Oh, let's get rid of this guy. Perfect. So now we're just going to register, create scan world. Now I'm going to go into my scan for you guys. Here we are. And just like that, I have those two modeled and being out of whack, but I don't know, a minute and 30 seconds. Not bad. And there we are. So that is the monument in Bell Park. And as you can see with this BLK data, it still gives off amazing data. Because I could even see each inner block stone. You could see different rock features. Great tool to have. Great tool to have. And like I said, we could measure, we could crop stuff here. So if there's something that you really liked, we could fence it out. And we could a bunch of things Register can do. And yeah. Any other questions? Well, thank you guys. If you do have any questions and you just haven't thought of anything yet, you could reach me at 705-677-9111 if you wanted to give me a call. You could email me, or you could contact our website. And for our upcoming webinars, we have one June 3rd, the hidden costs of mine incidents, save millions with hexagon safety. June 10th, the next level GNS that doesn't have to be level. June 17th, increase line and grade productivity with monopod systems. And June 24th, import your complex projects into your favorite software with our CloudWorks plugin hosted by me.
All right on. Thanks. That was great, Ben.
Thank you.